This classic pie dates back over 600 years. I'm baking a huge one today, the old-fashioned way. I'm going to show you how to make pork pie the way it was made in the old days, using hand-cut pork shoulder. Hey everyone, good to see you. How's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Chef Archie's Easy Recipes. And thanks for joining me for today's video presentation. It's a really special one. It's an old-fashioned one. It's older than me and you. We're making pork pie the classic way, no nonsense, the way the butchers used to making. The ingredients and quantities can be found in the description box below. Click on the word more to reveal all the information you need. Right, it's all about pork, lots of it, 3 varieties: shoulder, belly, and bacon. A hot water crust with wonderful spices in as well. Let's get cracking, shall we? On the stove, I've got some hot water bubbling away. I'm going to add a good pinch of salt to that. Now I'm going to throw in my lard. I've cut it into cubes. Doesn't really matter what size it is because it's going to melt into the boiling water. When it's completely melted, we are going to add it to a huge bowl of flour. Make sure it's completely melted. There we are, all gone. Now take it off the boil and just pour it into that flour. We've made a little well in the middle, so gently pour it in, but don't forget it's boiling hot, so don't rush this bit. Right, now I'm going to take a wooden spoon. I'm going to bring the flour from the outside into the middle. It's very similar to the way my dad used to mix up concrete when he was building. Anyway, keep on turning everything round. This will take you about a minute, no more, and eventually everything will come together. This, in my opinion, is the easiest pastry of all. Just a case of mixing with the spoon, get everything incorporated. Then eventually you'll have to put your hand in. It's still a bit warm, but it's not hot. And just bring everything together until you've got a lovely clean ball of dough. And it's still warm, but it's not boiling. There we are. I'm going to grease with butter my springform tin. It's 20 centimeters across, which is also 8 inches. And it's about 4 inches deep. So this is a big pie. I'm cutting my pastry into 4 equal portions, and I'm going to take one portion out and keep it for the lid. Just wrap that in some film. Okay, let's form a ball with the remaining 3 quarters. And we need to act reasonably quick with this pastry. It's warm, so we need to roll it out while it's still warm in order for it to be nice and manageable. I know I added an egg last time I made this pastry, and it did make it a lot more easier to roll out. That is an option, by the way. All the information you need will be in the description below. Roll out a couple of rolls. I like to turn it round. When you turn it round, it's essential that you're really gentle with it, because don't forget this pastry is warm, nice and easy, without sounding a bit over the top. You just have to be really respectful of the pastry. If you handle it carefully, it's not going to break. When they taught me how to make pastry in France, they used to say you have to respect the dough. And yeah, it sounds a bit out there, but I just always made good pastry, because while you handle it, if you handle it carefully and not overhandle it, you'll be absolutely fine. The secret to pastry is minimum handling and being really gentle. Okay, it's big enough now to pop in the springform tin. Very carefully again, get your hands in there and do your best to mold the pastry into our tin. I'm just gently again going to confirm the pressure on the walls of the tin with my hands. Just rip a little bit of pastry off the side there. just go round with that little bit of pastry. That pastry acts like a little sponge. Obviously you can use your hands and your fingers, but you run the risk of breaking the pastry. Once we've done that, that's it. The base is pretty much ready. You can take little bits off the side if you want to, if you find rather that you've overdone the edges. And if you think it's a bit thin, just take a bit off and just mold a little bit extra into it. Right, I've got pork and I've got bacon. I'm going to mix everything together, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to use my hands. So let's add our seasonings. In goes some herbs, followed by some mace, followed by some salt and white pepper. I think that was thyme we put in before, by the way. Nutmeg goes in now, followed by some fresh sage. Lots of fresh sage from the garden. And now, like I said, unfortunately, I've got to get my hands in. My hands are scrubbed immaculate, scrubbed clean. So please don't be alarmed. But if you guys want to use a spoon, or if you want to use gloves, do whatever you feel comfortable with. But it's essential we get the pork mixed in really well with all those flavorings. Once it is, we can take out that quarter of block of pastry we reserved earlier on. And I'm just going to start it off with my fingers. And then once again, a couple of rolls. It's still warm. A couple of rolls, turn it round, a couple of rolls. And if you watch my channel regularly, you'll know this is how I roll out pastry. A couple of 3 rolls, and I like to turn it round. That way it stays even. And you don't have to buy any of these gadgets. They're brilliant, but I just don't have time. I want to get the job done. Right. I think it should be big enough. Yep, looks like it's big enough to pop on top. Let's roll that onto the rolling pin. And very carefully once again. And I'm going to pack my shell with my pork mixture. Now this bit here is all about pressing it down so that you literally pack it quite tightly. You really need that because it's going to shrink. When it's in the oven, that meat is going to shrink. It's going to give you a bit of space for your jelly, but pack the meat tightly as best as you can. Tiny bit of water around the brim of my pastry tin. And now it's time to pop the lid on. Once again, as carefully as you possibly can. Just about fits. I probably could have done with rolling this out once more, but you know, I got away with it. And this particular pie is all about the flavour, texture. We're not really too bothered about aesthetics. I'm crimping the side with my thumb and forefinger. I hope you can work it out. Now I've just made a hole, can you see? But this is hot water pastry. We're not going to worry too much. Take a little bit of pastry that's left over, brush it with a little tiny bit of water, and just the water acts as the glue, and just pop it over that hole. It will be fine, believe me. And it's ready for the oven. I'm going to make a generous hole in the middle. Make a cross first of all. Try and make the hole as tidy as possible. I'm just going to use the round end of my pastry brush just to make the hole in the middle. There's a possibility this isn't an accurate center hole, but it's close enough. This is a pork pie. It's not made for appearances, it's made for everything but. Brush it really liberally with egg. If you want to use milk, if you prefer, that's fine. I like to use egg. I know some people also put a bit of salt and pepper on the top. I'm choosing not to on this occasion. It's going in the oven and it's going to take approximately 2 hours. All the information with the temperature is down below. Right, after 2 hours, I want my probe in there and I want to reach between 75 and 85 Celsius. It's ready. It's ready, it's sizzling, quite a bit of juice has escaped, but we're not going to worry about that too much. But it really does look quite spectacular, and it's smelling the kitchen out an absolute treat. Wonderful. It really is an absolute pleasure. I'm going to leave it for 2 hours, and now I'm going to make my jelly. I've got some hot chicken stock, and I've got 12 grams of gelatine powder. I'm going to add a little bit of stock to a little bowl. Now I'm going to pop my gelatine powder into that bowl and whisk. And we're just looking to dissolve all the gelatine powder into that little bit of liquid. It'll take a minute. And obviously, as you can see, I just spilt a bit. I'm trying to get every grain of gelatine powder in there. Mix that up. Now, I must apologise for the fluorescent colour funnel. I've lost my glass one, so I'm using this fluorescent colour one. Gradually pour it in, and eventually most of it will go in. The exact amount will be in the description box below. And you'll have to take your time and let it settle, because eventually it does go in. You might even have to move it around a little bit, but eventually you'll get most of that stock jelly in. And now it's time to literally forget about it for 24 hours. And that's the day after, the next day. I wish I could have given you a little interlude, but I can't. That's the pie. It's 24 hours later. I'm taking the ring off as best as I can. I probably have made a couple of breakages around the side, but look at it. If you talk to anybody who knows about pork pie, that's how a pork pie should look. Nothing wrong with the juices coming out on the side and forming a little stain. This is an old-fashioned pie. There was nothing, there were no airs and graces when people made these pies. They were made in a very solid way. They were designed to fill people up. Let's cut it and see what the meat looks like. Is this what they call the big reveal? Okay, you can see I've slightly broken the pastry around the sides, but I'm really not at all worried, because this is a rustic British pie. Can we see inside, please? Oh my goodness. All that pork shoulder, pork belly, little bits of fat, all the bacon in there as well. I've got fresh sage, mace, nutmeg, thyme, salt, pepper, and nothing else. The jelly's set beautifully around the side, and that is a traditional pork pie. We don't use pork mince. We don't use emulsifiers. This is made the exact way it was made hundreds of years ago. Pork shoulder, pork belly and bacon cut with a knife, not minced up, and there are bits of visible fat in there, which is exactly how it's supposed to be, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to make this. It's not for the faint-hearted, but that's a pork pie that will feed at least 16 people, I promise you. It really is. It's perfect with pickled onions. It's amazing with a big pint of pale ale. It's my traditional pork pie, everyone. And what a pleasure it was to make it. It's big enough to feed most of the street. And I hope you've learnt something today, because it's been an absolute joy passing this on to you guys. Don't forget, smash that like button. It's huge for us. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends. If your friends are into traditional history when it comes to food culture, this is absolutely amazing. I mean, look at it. It's just waiting to be eaten. Leave me any comment you want in the description box below. Cheers, everyone. Do take care, and I'll see you soon.